YouTubers are really the scum of the earth. They find these small faults in movies in which there is so much effort being put by actors and technicians together. Years of hard work to get a film together, the transformation that actors do to get into the skin of their roles, and the way the producers mount these films, never making them seem like a derivative of already popular films. It's these YouTubers that are really ruining the film industry. Yes, I agree that criticism may make us strive for higher ground. I understand that content, and well, great content may be available elsewhere because of which we need to pull our own socks. Maybe there is so much information also available everywhere now where you can try to sell a story to the public, a screenplay written by the producer, and they can tell that this is the same film that Tamil cinema created 12 years ago and its Hindi dub is actually available for free on YouTube. That the problem may lie in us. नहीं नहीं नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है, ऐसा थोड़ा ना होता है। हम पहले पिक्चरें देखते थे यार, इतना कौन सोचता था। ये यूट्यूबर्स है ना, इन्होंने ऑडियंसेस का दिमाग खराब किया हुआ है। कंटेंट टू सम डिग्री may need some improvement, but it's the influence of calling out the BS that is the problem. Yes, it makes us work harder. Clearly, us not pushing ticket sales is indicative of our demerits. Actually, no, YouTubers are the problem. खुद पिक्चर बना के दिखाओ ना. Like you step inside a restaurant and claim for the food to be awful. Of course, you have to be well versed in making it too, right? I mean, yeah, you're paying customers, so you have the right to state your opinion. But I like the time where I wasn't accountable to so many people, where I couldn't hear so many opinions. And because the bar was so low of expectations and information available, the Hindi audience just lapped up whatever was given to them. This is what you want to hear, na? Baaghi 4, directed by acclaimed Kannada director A. Harsha, is the fourth installment of the wildly popular and commercially successful franchise featuring Tiger Shroff, Baaghi. The movies genuinely have rung the cash registers consistently and made Tiger quite the popular name and face amongst the public. This is no joke because Baaghi was a hit, yes, a remake of the Telugu film Varsham and inspired by Raid. What's insane is that Tiger's Baaghi 2 was a blockbuster, opening to 25 crores on day one, and this remake of the Telugu film Sonam made it inevitable that this franchise will have a third installment. The action set pieces of the movies being the highlight, and it would be safe to say that the last installment, the remake of the Tamil film Vettai, is where things got out of hand. And the film got progressively absurd owing to the popularity of the franchise still garnering enough patronage from the audience that we find ourselves here with Baaghi 4. The film installments have absolutely no continuation, and this film, after watching it from a storyline perspective at least, is clearly a remake of the Tamil film 555 starring Bharat that released in 2013. I will not give it away, but at least from what we have seen in the teaser and trailer, it presents Tiger Shroff playing the role of Ronnie, who is dealing with recovering from an accident, as can be seen with the wounds around his face and fading memory. He is losing his mind because he keeps on envisioning the image of a girl, but the people around him keep on telling him that she never existed. How this ties into the presence and influence of Sanjay Dutt, leading to several action set pieces and two leading men coming in conflict with each other, forms the basic premise of Baaghi 4. Here's me telling you the good and bad aspects of the film so that you guys can ultimately decide whether to watch Baaghi 4 in theaters or not. The good. Tiger's prowess and misuse score. I step in for a Tiger Shroff film because I acknowledge his ability as an action star, and in this film that is meant to celebrate the man, a 2-hour and 43-minute saga, the makers barely make use of the man's ability as an action star, mostly restricting him to either smoking joints or screaming in the air. There are only two instances where Tiger shines in the action set pieces, and that is where long shots are utilized where he eliminates goons, one after the other. It takes place once in a dingy bungalow as he is surrounded by masked men, and in that one instance that you may have seen in the trailer where he is surrounded by straw hat wearing gang members. It's hilarious to see NPCs attacking the air while Tiger is beating up some of them, but it's also even more funny because it's one of the highlight action set pieces in an otherwise terribly short film. The one highlight from the music album composed by various artists is this song titled Mar Mar, sung by Starboy Locke, and Suyash Rai, and in typical expected fashion, the makers barely try to coordinate the editing pattern of the visuals with the music. It's just random versus actually paying attention to how we can elevate this poor excuse of a film. Trust me, to find a silver lining in this film is quite the art, because this film can mentally drain and exhaust you. The underwhelming aspects: hilarious song transitions. I was absolutely baffled watching this film for its abrupt transitions that could have even been approved during the test screenings. It's insane to me the filmmakers still think that the audiences are going to accept a poor excuse of a film just because it's the only commercial offering on the weekend. The movie features several songs and they appear at such odd intervals that it genuinely makes you laugh at the sequences of events taking place in front of you. I'll give you 3 examples. There are several points in the movie where Tiger is losing his mind, screaming and shouting as everyone believes what he is seeing are hallucinations. These are emotional moments where the makers want us to empathize with the leading man, and in the midst of dealing with such emotions, the movie immediately switches to "Bal soni lagti hai tu." Not progressively, immediately. In the second instance, when our leading man is coming close to the bottom of the case, when the emotions are at an all-time high, the film immediately wants you to invest in Sonam Bajwa pelvic thrusting in the air while dancing on Akeli Laila, while a policeman and Upendra Limai awkwardly join her too. We go from heightened emotion to Sonam Bajwa pelvic thrusting immediately. Lastly, there is a point where one just wants to know who is behind all of this. Tiger feels cornered and defeated, and we again transition to this bootleg excuse of like a Besharam Rang type song with Harnaaz Sandhu in an international location, and you genuinely start exclaiming ki bhai ho kya raha hai yahan par? I am all for commercial cinema and its over the top nature, but basic level पे आप अगर emotion बैठने नहीं दोगे तो क्या फायदा? No connective tissue and derivative. An addition to this similar sentiment of how this movie abruptly changes tonality and expects the audience to get with the program is the lazy manner in which the screenplay has been written. There is zero connective tissue between scenes. The movie genuinely is like Takeshi's Castle, where Tiger is being put in one different obstacle course after the other and nothing more. There are jump cuts to scenes and you wonder how Tiger even reached there. There is a point where Tiger is surrounded by goons and he catches a hold of one of their phones in the middle of the action scene, and we switch casually to a scene where he is confronting a character in a totally different location. How did the action scene end? How did he escape? How did he reach there? You are to figure it out because the filmmakers are too lazy to care. There is a hilarious instance where a car flips due to an accident and you can clearly tell that it's just flipped to the middle of the road. But because the film wants to up the stakes, the film jump cuts to now finding the car itself on a railway track, perfectly placed. It's hilarious because you know they couldn't pull it off, so they just do a random jump cut to the railway track. The film's inspiration from already popular films is as clear as day, but the issue is that it borrows and rips it off with zero conviction. This includes the KGF police station ambush scene, the animal sequence as masked men run away from Ranbir Kapoor, and even the editing pattern employed by KGF where it switches to black screens in intervals, and the operatic score of Ghajni when the protagonist connects the dots. It has zero originality. Did I miss something? I think I missed mentioning that it is inspired. It has ripped off the plot from a Tamil film that released 12 years ago. Did I miss another aspect also? That it literally borrows the same actors from those popular films. Overacting by legends and wasted characters. There is a hesitance among many people who do film commentary and criticism when it pertains to certain actors for their celebrated filmography or the work that they have done. I have in instances spoken to some actors who are of very high caliber and they do movies like Baaghi for they literally land up on set for the paycheck and couldn't care less about the material, and this is exactly what I feel about certain actors in this film. Saurabh Sajdev as one of Sanjay Dutt's right-hand men absolutely hams his way through the film while shooting darts in 2025 as a means to attack his enemies. Upendra Limai is utilized for over-the-top humor and it generates crickets, for he cracks these jokes at the most inappropriate time. There is absolutely zero identity of this film, randomly getting Sudesh Lahiri for a comedy scene with Tiger, borrowing the same Kapil Sharma jokes with comedy toying sound effects, expecting that people will lose it in theatres when the same juvenile humor is utilized. Shreyas Talpade is second fiddle at best, mostly reacting to the events versus contributing any real feeling that makes you care about this film. Both the women, Sonam Bajwa and Harnaaz Sandhu, are in forgettable roles, while both the actresses shine in at least kicking. The characters are terribly written, especially Harnaz, whose character fully goes in overacting mode in the second half, making you cringe and unintentionally laugh at what is being attempted. The Sanjay Dutt fatigue is real, and one can see it on Sanjay Dutt's face that he is exhausted at this point too. The man as the villain just has one mode, and that is to do his wicked villain laugh. And one doesn't even at the slightest fear his presence in this movie, making him a very caricaturish and stupid villain to go up against. The Tiger problem. The biggest issue is that Tiger only excels at his action choreography when dealing with extras, but when he is going up against the characters who are his enemies, it's so clear that the actors like Saurabh Sachdev and Sanjay Dutt are not physically capable to match Tiger in choreography. So Tiger compensates by doing the most basic moves in slow motion and mostly shouting in the sky. There is a point where Sanjay Dutt and Tiger are doing an arm wrestling match with their fists, just doing a back and forth, grunting at each other. What Tiger needs to realize is that he is wasting his USP as an action star by assuming that those who made him successful at one point of time, people I assume he considers to be his mentors, can pull off the same magic again, not realizing that the market and the audience has evolved and that he can't keep on collaborating with the same people who have essentially become one-trick ponies and are stuck in an outdated time, still assuming the audience pedal dimag ki hai. Tiger is limited in his acting range, of course, but there is literally no one in Indian cinema other than him and Vidyut that can pull off some of the most complex action, but their years are being wasted in collaborating with people who will keep on handing him terrible scripts one after the other and be shocked on why there is such a dismal reception from the audience. The film genuinely tests your patience in the latter half, in the concluding moments genuinely making me shout at the screen on how progressively dumb it was getting. ये रिव्यू वीडियो बनाना मेरी ज़रूरत थी, पर ये रिव्यू वीडियो देखना आपके लिए ज़रूरी था.